I absolutely love this thread from 2021. What's with the sudden trend of grown men playing with children's toys? Oh, God forbid men are playing with toys and have fun. I guess that Pedro Pascal dude is an utter loser. Do these men also make spaceship sounds when playing with them? Yes, if you find that immature, that's your subjective point of view. Lauren, is this attractive? I love it when you asked her about it and she said, hey, don't shame people for their hobbies. Quite the rejection there, buddy. Imagine trying to seek approval from your favorite online content creator only to be completely dismissed. What fascinating responses from North American adults. Quite educational. Oh no, people are replying to your dumb take. That ratio is quite telling. My God, if a study ever comes out that men using a pacifier reduces stress, we are in huge trouble. Because pacifiers are the exact same thing as Lego, right? I don't really have the time for hobbies, except lots of news watching and checking on Twitter what's going on. Sucks to be you then. I recommend finding better hobbies than doom scrolling on Twitter X and finding things to complain about. I do miss reading, which I had to give up on when my kids were born. That assumes you have kids and marry and had sex with someone. And even if you do, the fact that you gave up reading sounds like you haven't been reading your kids' bedtime stories. This person is making fun of others for having immature hobbies, so someone asked them to make a list of acceptable leisure activities that met their approval. Changing the oil in the car. That's not something you do regularly every day. Upgrading the RAM in a family computer. Not only that's not something you do regularly every day, RAM upgrade is the easiest thing to do in a computer. Literally anyone can do that. What most people can't do is to make Windows 11 to run decently. That's where my tutorials come in. Doing the laundry. That's a regular thing to do, but that's an essential thing that everyone should do, not a hobby. Reading, writing. I love how you don't specify what to read because that means I can read something like Doraemon and I'd be way more mature than most adults in this world, right? Making chili or soup so there's food for everyone for that week. For the week? I'd rather have my food fresh, thank you very much. Home repair. Again, an essential thing to do, not a hobby. Soccer, rugby, football, hockey. These are definitely hobbies, but they are team hobbies you do outside, not the ones you do inside. Basically anything that is fun and also is useful. So you're saying toys are not fun and useless. That's your subjective opinion, bro. Anyway, it's been a rather slow week for Hooplas, and I decided that it's time to recycle some content from half a decade ago and turn them into shorts just for fun. And boy, there are loads that I can't wait to talk about. But before we get through more of these, don't forget to click the like button, comment, subscribe, and support the channel through any of these means, including the new YouTube channel membership. Links below. Man, it is so funny seeing Hooplas and tweets from the past and looking back at it in retrospect. Thanks, Phil, for keeping that trash out of PlayStation system. I think this was at the time when Microsoft announced that they're buying Bethesda, and how PlayStation gamers are cheering on the fact that the Bugfest developer Bethesda is being bought by Microsoft. In retrospect, the whole hullabaloo is really funny because Microsoft ends up porting their games on PlayStation anyway, including Doom the Dark Ages, Forza Horizon 5, and Indiana Jones. Speaking of Indiana Jones, that same PlayStation fanboy that said thanks Phil for keeping the trash out of the PlayStation system was caught in 4K begging for Indiana Jones to be on PlayStation. Hey, I'm glad that PlayStation gamers actually got Indiana Jones because the game is adequately fun, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. But you don't get the trash Xbox for getting Bethesda while getting hyped for one of their games. Technically, it's Machine Games and not Bethesda, and technically Doom is id Software and not Bethesda, but you get what I mean. Either way, Microsoft porting their games on PlayStation is a win, just as much as PlayStation porting their games on PC, which you PlayStation fanboys on early 2021 are really not prepared for. I have way too much fun going through my old Stream Hoopla archives because some of these takes age like fine wine, and like any fine wine, we should get a taste of them. Do you think every console exclusive should be on PC? Yes, that way there are more people who can play it other than the console gamers. Console gamers can play through and enjoy GTA 6 first before everyone else. But what you console gamers do not consider is that there are plenty of gameplay and no commentary walkthrough YouTubers who got early access to that game first, and they will upload the full game on YouTube before you guys even beat it. We didn't play through the game, but we will know the whole story first before all you guys. Nope, because no one will buy consoles then. These things are so funny when you read them in current year. Building a good custom PC requires more than $500, which is not affordable for most people. Unfortunately, at the time of that tweet, the PC gaming hardware industry is faced with a huge crisis that bumps up the prices of GPUs and other hardware to insane levels. So, building a $500 custom PC was quite the challenge back then. Nowadays, you can make a $500 to $600 PC that plays games okay. Whether it's affordable for most people in this economy is unfortunately still a matter of debate. Imagine Sony exclusives like God of War Ragnarok is also releasing on PC. This tweet right here makes the whole dumpster diving and archive plundering totally worth it. These are genuine gems of absolutely awful takes that are so funny to read today. Imagine Sony exclusives like God of War also releasing on PC. Oh, you poor soul. My goodness gracious, that was a treat. Thank you for giving me one of the best laughs I've had this year. Another installment of the wild year that was 2021. Nobody wants a price hike for games. No one does, but we got it anyway, so screw us, right? We just understand it. No, there's no understanding whatsoever. Corporations are just that greedy, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to secure as much money from gamers as possible while doing very little to no work. Especially if they continue to deliver that PlayStation fragrance. PlayStation what? What do you mean PlayStation fragrance? Is it like a freaking deodorant? It sounds like something you PlayStation fanboys desperately need. One of the funniest hooplas that I acquired out of this dumpster diving through the archives is a PlayStation fanboy telling people to imagine God of War Ragnarok being on PC. Oh, you sweet child. Those who can afford $1,000 to $2,000 can build a PC and play that game. Okay, jokes aside, you don't need over $1,000 to run God of War Dad of Boy and its Ragnarok expansion pack. You can run it reasonably well with an RTX 2050 laptop that costs less than $1,000. Anything higher than that should run those games just fine. But this PlayStation fanboy clearly doesn't know the future that lies ahead for him. Those who can't afford will buy $500 PlayStation 5. Console sales will be reduced. I am not following your logic here, because if consoles are cheaper than PCs, they still are if you just want to play games, then wouldn't that logically mean more people are going to buy consoles instead? Depending on the title, there are more PlayStation gamers compared to PC gamers, so this worry of yours is, in my opinion, rather unfounded. But this ancient take is still very funny and aged like fine wine for comedy, so thank you so much for this brilliant thread. Moving on from ancient console peasantry, we have general insanity. I swear to God, Terminally Online 2021 users are beyond what I would describe as crazy. I, as a straight male, find this offensive. It's an article about a mod that turns Judy from Cyberpunk straight. I always play as FemV, so romancing Judy isn't really that much of an issue, but what makes you think this is an issue? Love is love, as long as it's consensual. You do realize that these are fictional characters, right? They cannot consent. At all. Judy is lesbian, Panam is straight. To mod those away because it's a video game is still wrong and equivalent to— Whoa, hold on there, Chief. You really gotta relax. These are fictional characters in a video game that we're talking about, not real people in real life. How the hell did a simple mod like that let you go to that conclusion? You can't bang whoever you want in real life. You know what else is in real life? Video games. Games are no different. Yes, games are very different. You have way more control and what to do in games. To suggest otherwise is absolutely nuts. I know these are fictional characters. Then stop talking for everyone's sanity. I know games allow you to do things you wouldn't or couldn't do in real life. Yes, like romancing a lot of girls at the same time and cheating every single one of them. Oh wait, never mind. You can do that in real life. If you're a scumbag, forget I said anything. Just because it's there doesn't make it right. Yes, it does, actually. Your morality is utterly deranged, and I genuinely feel like you should quit social media while you're rambling. You don't rob a bank because it's there, do you? That's right, guys. Modding fictional characters so that they can romance you is the same as robbing a freaking bank. You're forcing through code to change how the person behaves or beds. The person in question is a fictional character that is not real. You utterly deranged lunatic. Don't worry, we have more lunacy coming ahead that are just so timeless that I have to discuss them. I genuinely have no idea what this person is worried about. For 9 out of the last 12 years, a Call of Duty game has been the best-selling game in the United States. Well, yeah, that's not exactly surprising. It is a very popular series. This is another trash that I found in the 2021 archives, the ones that are still at least worthy to discuss. It's surprisingly pretty hard to find takes or tweets that age like fine wine, or at least in terms of entertainment value. And this one aged pretty well because Call of Duty is still relevant, and this take is still pretty garbage. Without exaggeration, these games are by far the most popular historical narratives being told in this country. No? I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you saying that Call of Duty is real history and that it's being taught in the country? You do realize that most people play Call of Duty for the multiplayer, right? They're not really sticking in for the single player campaigns. That being said, the Modern Warfare remake campaign was excellent. Even the second remake has plenty of fans. That is until the third game comes in and absolutely ruin everything. But that's not the Call of Duty that they're talking about. I have a long article coming out about the ideology of the Call of Duty series and its latest iteration, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Okay, Call of Duty sounds very funny, but let's be real here. No one is going to take you seriously if you're talking about the ideology of Call of Duty as if it has any impact on the people playing them. If you want to talk about how ideologies impact people, the real world is a major influencer, if you ask me. And that's all for the video today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you made it to the end, here's a cat. Before we close this video, huge thanks to all these wonderful sponsors. You are all fantastic. If you want to see your name among these legends, then check out the links below, just $1. And you have supported this channel a lot. Seriously, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all next time.